Plant Foldies, how are y'all doing? So we're here a little bit early, but just wanted to go ahead and just see where everybody is at. Hopefully you guys like the setup. Let me know what y'all think. I know we're a little bit early, but I figured I'd go ahead and just wait for some more Plant Foldies to hop on. This is my very first live of 2026. We'll see how this all pans out. Can y'all hear the music? Can y'all hear the audio? What do y'all think? So for those that have been screaming for I guess a house plant tour, here it is. You guys get a little bit of some plant tour right here. So really appreciate everybody jumping on today's live. I hope that you guys will enjoy today's live. So we're just gonna go wait a couple more minutes before we start for the 25 Plant Foldies that have made it to here. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Please feel free to say hello. Yeah. So hopefully everybody's had a good day. We'll see how this live comes around, but for those that have tuned in, really appreciate you guys all tuning in to today's live. It is definitely going to be a cup of tea. So yeah, so for the 24 Plant Foldies that are on tonight, I did want to say hello. How are y'all? It's been an amazing Tuesday. So obviously for those that have actually invested time today for today's live, really appreciate it. I wanted to say hello to everybody. We're just gonna wait for a little bit more people to come around. If you have any friends that love plants that want to be part of this conversation today, definitely share that link. Let's get everybody excited. You know, there's a lot of people coming around. Oh my gosh, we have a plant influencer in the house. Aloha Plant Life is in the house. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, as far as you guys can tell, this is the setup. Hopefully you guys will like today's setup. I know you guys have been asking a lot about like what potentially my setup looks like at my home. Now you guys get to see it. So for those that are in the live stream today, thank you so much. Can you guys hear the audio? Can you guys hear the background music? We are going to be playing some GrowFolds tunes. So we're just waiting a couple more minutes to get everybody here started. So hello to everybody. What do y'all think of my kimono today, y'all? Plant Foldies. Are we gonna have a lot of fun? So I'm gonna try to get this together, but I am gonna just say that we do have a couple of moderators here. Really appreciate them tuning in. So we've got a lot of people actually tuning in here, about 35 people watching this live stream. Let's continue to get those good vibes only over in this live stream. So anyways, I guess we can go ahead and kind of start this live stream. I am trying to work multiple things, so hopefully we can get this live started. Let's see. Anyways, I hope that everybody's had a wonderful Tuesday. Tuesdays are my days off. And again, for those that have tuned in, for the 40 people that are watching this live, you are amazing. Let's go ahead and get this live stream started. So we are going to be sipping on some spring green tea. So, but before we get into that, I did want to just tell everybody and anybody that has tuned into my live stream today, just a little bit about myself. If you are just discovering this live stream, my name is Richie. My YouTube channel is at GrowFolds, which is basically centered around big box store plant shopping videos. But you already know that I love to promote and showcase the beauty of so many beautiful plants. So for those that are just tuning into my live stream, thank you, and I hope that you guys will stay till the very end, because not only are we going to have a very interesting live stream, it's going to be a lot of conversation, a lot of tea sipping, and lastly, and I know Plant Foldie, some of you guys, oh actually, before we do that, before I say Plant Foldies, for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers Plant Foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie, and I did do daily plant content. But today's video, y'all, today's video is a special one because it is going to be a very interactive live stream. I am really trying to switch in between all of the screens, so if I can't really read the comments, I apologize. There's just a lot going on. But just to get the purpose of today's live stream, so in today's video we will be discussing many topics that revolve around my YouTube channel GrowFolds. I will definitely give you guys updates about my life, some disappointments and how to deal with disappointments, obviously based on your community posts and even the polls, a question and answer portion where I will actually answer several questions that you guys have sent through my YouTube channel, through the community posts, and through direct messaging on my Instagram at GrowFolds. So really appreciate that. I will also be addressing the boot. Yes, the boot. For those that may not have known, there is a specific boot that I am going to be addressing, so you definitely need to stay tuned for that. It is definitely going to be a heart-to-heart conversation when it comes to the Plant Foldie community. And I already know, for those that click on this live stream, I know y'all love some tea, so we're going to see what this tea entails today. But anyways, how is everybody doing? Let me know in the comment section, and if you love this type of content, definitely share this to your plant lovers. For anybody discovering this live stream, again, my name is Richie. Today's video is going to be an interactive video. Oh, by the way, we are also going to be, let me not knock over stuff because I have a very delicate setup. As you can see right here, you talk about plant hoarders, there's plants everywhere, right? But do you see this, y'all? Do y'all see this? Do y'all see Indonesia's living jewel? This is the Aglaonema hybrid book that I worked alongside with Harry of Art Garden Flowers, Indo-Miami Plants. In today's video, we will also be doing a live auction for this one of 3 hard copies of the first edition. You can see right over here, we have several beautiful pages. This is a super rare, one-of-a-kind book. And just to let everybody know, the starting bid is going to be $35. I will get to that in just a moment. But of course, for anybody that's tuning in the live stream, again, we have 50 people here. Can we please get to 100 at some point today? If you got a friend, if you got somebody that loves plants, let's go ahead and share this this live stream today. But let's go ahead and kind of just talk through some things. But before we do that, I know there's a lot of before we do that, I'm sure that hopefully you guys will stay to the very end because I know y'all need the tea, but better yet, are y'all ready to even hear about the boot? Y'all, the boot. There was a boot. And I don't know, you're just gonna have to wait till the very end of this live stream for me to really address the boot, if you get what I'm saying. But anyways, before we also get into that, I did want to go ahead and set some guidelines in terms of the live chat, the commentary, the conversation. Y'all already know that this channel is centered around good vibes only. What that means is if you have a question that you want to ask me live, if you have interactions with the Plant Foldie community, number one, always talk to people with a level of respect. So if that's not something you would say to somebody that's near and dear to you, then you probably shouldn't say it. Number two, make sure that you are aware of what type of conversations we're having, because the last thing we need is to turn this live stream into some type of crazy negativity fest. That's not what we're doing. And really the point of this live stream is to talk to you Plant Foldies right here, to sip on some spring green tea. As you can see right here, we've got the lo-fi music coming around. And so for those that are tuning in. The 60 people watching this live stream live, again, I really appreciate it. You should also know that I will also be putting up lots and lots of interactive things such as polls. I might have to put my glasses on because I'm kind of blind and I'm trying to kind of bounce in between here. But like I said again, let's go ahead and start with some tea. So I'm going to go ahead and show you, because I mean the main purpose of this video was really to showcase some tea. So what we're gonna do, Plant Foldies, and don't swipe away because I'm ready to really get into some conversations. As you can see right here, we have what you call gyokuro green tea. So this is loose leaf green tea that we have here. My husband Luke, who's in the other room with the chickens, ended up brewing some tea for me. So we're gonna go ahead, before we get into the plant tea conversations, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and brew some tea. So I have some hot water here because I need to go ahead and make sure we have some good hot water. If you see right over here, guys, y'all already know I'm trying to get you guys some entertainment. So this is my tea infuser. Just like how we talked about, or at least you saw on the thumbnail, we are going to be delving into a lot of tea. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all this right here. We're gonna go ahead and infuse this tea right here. Let me go ahead and get that started. I totally understand if some of y'all are like gonna skip away and not watch this video. That is totally fine. But just know there is going to be a lot of just conversation. So let's do this. So we're gonna go ahead and get a tablespoon of tea. We're gonna go ahead and get this tea in the infuser right here. I feel like I'm doing like a ceremony, but you know what? That's what we're all about. And hold on one second. I need to just make sure that everything is running well. Okay, so that's running well right over here. Now we're gonna go ahead and take some hot water right here. Do y'all see this? This is the hot water. We are now gonna go ahead and pour in the green tea. This is gonna be quite interesting right here. So once you actually pour this tea, you wanna make sure that this tea is actually not super hot. So we're gonna go ahead and let it seep for about 30 seconds. Let me lift it right here. And you can see right here, look at that infusion that's going on. Plant Foldies, what do y'all think about this type of live stream? Is it interesting? Am I being silly? I just wanted to make sure that y'all found some entertainment today via live stream. So as you can see right here, the tea is now brewing and we are now going to infuse this green tea. And what do y'all think? See, this is why I don't drink tea in tea bags. We're gonna go ahead and infuse it. And if you notice the beautiful color, and I have to shout out my husband, Luke. He always finds the best things. And look, it's totally infused and ready to go. And now, we're gonna go ahead and pour this newly brewed green tea. See? I told y'all, Plant Foldies, that it was gonna be spring tea right here. And you know what, Shelly, you do need some popcorn. I'm telling y'all, this is just the beginning of this live stream. So it really just goes with just what we want to talk about. But I figured I'd try something a little bit different because I know as a content creator for YouTube, especially when it comes to plants or the plant niche, I kind of want to differentiate myself a little bit. So I did want to say hello to my friends, my families that have tuned in. But you can see right here, look at this green tea right over here. So as far as how do I start today's video? I guess what I wanted to do is start today's video by just shouting out the Plant Foldie community. Y'all know that the beginning of this year has been quite difficult. There have just been some disappointments. There have been a lot of different type of life updates that I did want to address today. I really want to be able to read a lot of the comments, but unfortunately today's video, there's just a lot going on. This is really the first time I've ever done a live stream. So stay with me, Plant Foldies. But like I said, again, for those that are joining this live stream, thank you so much. My name is Richie. I do a YouTube channel where I focus primarily on houseplants, plant care tips, big box store plant shopping. So if this is your niche, go ahead and press the subscribe button today. I also wanted to just go ahead and shout out Danny and Planty Buds Eric, and of course my husband Luke. They are going to be the chat moderators. So again, as we delve into this conversation, please make sure that we are only doing good vibes only, making sure that we are commenting in a way that is respectful. So let me go ahead and sip this tea right here. So, and what do y'all think about the music? Is the music balanced? Is it too loud? What are we doing? And Fran says, you are doing just fine, Richie. Cheers, Plant Foldies. If you are liking the green tea, the tea that I'm about to go ahead and talk about, y'all, please press the heart, the floaty heart buttons. Definitely press the like button. And let's go ahead and sip the first tea. Are y'all ready? So we'll go ahead and turn off the lo-fi music and take a sip. Anyways, let's go ahead and just kind of talk about some life updates. So as you know, Plant Foldies, as y'all know, Plant Foldies, I have been doing YouTube for about 2.5, 3 years, and it has just been a whirlwind of emotions. You know, when I first started this YouTube channel, it was more centered around origami, which I will do later on in today's video, but more so I didn't really know what that would look like in terms of how it would impact my life, how it would impact my day-to-day routines, how it would impact an entire community. And when I say community, guys, I say you, the Plant Foldies, right? You guys are here not only for me, but also for each other. And I just feel like as far as today's video, today's live, it really is a heart-to-heart conversation. And I know y'all are like saying, Richie, just get to the point. We're about to get to the point, but you know, we got to draw it out a little bit, get a little bit of suspense and whatnot, because I know you guys have some dying questions to ask, and now is the forum to do that. But, you know, a couple of life updates. So I really struggled last year. I really struggled probably at the very end of last year, sometime in November. You know, when you think about the visibility you have as a content creator, you don't really understand or really fathom it until things don't always pan out the way they pan out for you. And what I mean by that is social media is a very powerful tool. Social media is a tool or something that actually impacts or influences our lives on a daily basis. You know, it is one that connects people. I think that we are really interconnected, especially in the plant community. And so I would say, you know, the holidays was really tough. I have a very demanding job. I'll give you a clue later on when I start answering Q&A questions about having a very demanding job. But when you think about the 10 to 12 hour shifts that you work, I am a salaried employee. If the work's not done, then the work's not done. So top that during the busiest time of the year, December, and then you're also creating content, and then you're also managing a marriage, managing a house, managing family and friends. That becomes really tough. And as I continue to talk about my life updates, I do want to know in the comment section, Plant Foldies, do you ever feel overwhelmed? How do you, I guess, overcome feeling overwhelmed? How do you just push through it? Because as much as I would love to say it's good vibes only, there are just so many times where it's not good vibes. It's not good vibes. And it's one of those things where social media becomes such an inflation of what your feelings can be. And so I am just really curious to see what y'all think. And whatchamacallit again, like for instance, you know, like my friend Aloha Plant Life, she recently did just a live stream and she was struggling. And so for those that have actually tuned in, for those that actually have given me the time of day to day just to hear me talk about some stuff, again, thank you. But so when you fast forward what has transpired in December, and then when you head into you know, the beginning of January, you know, New Year's are supposed to be, how do I put it? New Year's are supposed to be a new beginning, a new, how do you put it? I'm at a loss for words, Plant Foldies, and I'm so sorry just because I feel somewhat emotional. I don't know if it's the green tea. I might need to sip another green tea, but when you think about the symbolism of a new year, you think about new beginnings, new growth, new opportunities, all of that, right? And I don't want to like take away from the wonderful journey I had last year. I would say, y'all, Plant Foldies, you, all of you guys have propelled me, my platform, my content to the point where we have a community. I mean, I'm looking at these 60 people that are watching this live stream. Y'all, I'm wearing a kimono. I have a bunch of plants. I'm sipping green tea, and I'm just telling you life updates. And I am just flabbergasted in such a good way. It is such an amazing feeling to know that there are people out here who care enough to listen to somebody that you see on the screen daily. I mean, my face is now here, and it's one of those things where I didn't understand what that would look like continuing with YouTube. There has been a lot of disappointing things that have happened to me, which I will continue to delve in, y'all, and I have to talk about the boot. Like, it's time to talk about the boot at the very end of the video. So y'all are just gonna have to wait till the very end of the video to get the full effect of the boot. But I will tell you, it's a lot of life lessons. So like, for instance, on top of just being busy during the holidays, being thankful for all of the opportunities I had last year, there was just a couple of things that just didn't end well for last year heading into January, the first week or so of January, literally the first day of January. But on top of that, something that I haven't really shared with the Plant Foldie community, and in today's video, again, it's all about being vulnerable. It's all about putting myself out there, because you know what? I see screens. I see all sorts of, like, I just see all sorts of screen names, but I can't necessarily put a face to the people that watch me. And so to me, even that's a little bit intimidating, because I'm an overthinker. I am somebody that wants to make sure that I foster a good energy, a good vibe for people. And then when you start overthinking what people think or what you should do or how you should act, it becomes even more magnified when you're actually on social media. And I told myself, should I really do like a spring green tea sip? Let's talk to the Plant Foldies. Would anybody actually care about what I have to say, what I need to be doing, what I am doing on a daily basis? Fran, you are a hot mess. Richie, you don't want to see me. Fran, I do want to see you. I want to see each and every one of you. And as I continue to talk about it, I'm just really I already know this may even end up just being screen captured or viral, because Richie is acting a fool on a live stream. But I think this is just me being very vulnerable to the Plant Foldies, because aside from my friends and family that I see on a daily basis, you guys have become my friends and family. And there's just been a lot of very painful things that I had to deal with. And I told myself I wouldn't get emotional. I promise y'all, we will play, we will play fun, lighthearted music. But I think at times you have to allow yourself to feel valid in your feelings. And I know that I'm kind of talking cryptically, because at the end of the day, only myself would truly understand how I feel. But one thing that I've never told the Plant Foldie community is, as much as I love beautiful Aglaonema, I mean, take a look at this right over here, right? This is a beautiful green papuma, for instance, right? It's growing in leca. I rarely show my personal plants, about the reason why I haven't done like a full-blown houseplant tour. And Kathy, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Kathy, by the way, is an amazing plant foldie from Canada. I haven't done a houseplant tour because I feel like I was so addicted to plants that addiction ended up costing me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I went to a lot of plant conventions last year. I went to a lot of big box stores. I was literally going into a big box store every single day to film content. And when you put yourself in a situation where you are in front of plants, that becomes such a huge it becomes such a huge burden, like it's such because you want to buy every single plant. Oh, by the way, before I get all emotional, Harry Indo Miami Plants is in the live stream, y'all. Harry, tarimikasi. Thank you so much. Harry is actually in the live stream. Thank you so much, Harry. You are wonderful for producing and creating this wonderful book that is going to somebody today. So please congratulate Harry of Indo Miami Plants. But yes, so like just to go back to that, right? I have really struggled with plant addiction to the point where I was literally putting on, and Harry can even attest to this. I was buying so many plants from overseas. I was buying so many plants from big box stores. I was spending all the money I could possibly spend going to local nurseries, big box stores, and I kept on telling myself, it's just one more plant. It's just one more plant. It's another plant that I can put in another space. It's another plant that I feel like will grow for me. I can't pass off this plant. And so like Plant Foldies, as I'm continuing to give you guys some life updates, can you tell me in the comment section, oh my gosh, thank you. I'm all over the place, guys. I don't know. I'm surprised that y'all have not like left the live stream, left the chat room. Thank you so much, Danny Turtle, for becoming a super Plant Foldie. You are Danny. Danny right here, Danny Turtle is Super Plant Foldie number 19. Yes. Anyways, going back to that, I just really want to open that conversation with everybody here. Do y'all believe that you also suffer from plant addiction? Do we look at plants? Do we look towards each other's collections and think, do I need to regulate these plants? So, as far as a life update, full transparency, I was spending lots and lots of money. Those beautiful Aglaonema and all of those other plants that I had, I ended up spending so much money to the point there was one haul where you could literally pay an entire month's mortgage. And when I looked at that, how that impacted even my relationships with my friends and definitely even my relationship with my husband. For the longest time, Plant Foldies, y'all already know that for the longest time, I didn't even show my face on YouTube. For those that have been watching me since 2024, 2023, I would never show my face. And I'll address, the questions about why I even wore a mask. But I was just, thinking that this is just a hobby. Plants is just a hobby. I masked it to where, I was inspired by my grandmother to grow plants. But then when I really put it back and really thought about it, do I really need more than 500 plants? Like Plant Foldies? I have to ask. You know what, Shelly? You said retail therapy. That's exactly what it is. You know what? Whatever it is, I just know that it is, it was a plant addiction. And, the burning question as to why I continue to string you guys along and say, hey, you guys are going to see my house plant tour. I'm a very outgoing person. For anybody that's here, shout out to House of Books and Plants, Karina. I met her at Texas Aeroid Show. Thank you for the wonderful compliment that you mentioned to me about just feeling that vibe, that energy. Really appreciate it. But when it comes down to how critical I am, I'm just afraid that if I were to show you the amount of plants, like literally I have a plant room full of aglaonema, full of so many plants, and a lot of them are on the verge to go to plant heaven. And a lot of them are on the verge of going to plant heaven. And instead of me picking up water to water them, instead of me picking up to clear out the leaves, instead of me taking neem oil spray and spraying down some of the pests, I just continue to just turn my back. And maybe this isn't the live stream you guys might have expected, but I just feel like for 2026, as a content creator, as somebody that wants to be my most authentic self, I would rather have this open dialogue and tell you that my plant collection isn't perfect. I am definitely not perfect. I am definitely not the individual that you might necessarily say, good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at GrowFolds, and today we will go big box store plant shopping. That is my intro, but then when you take away those intros on a YouTube channel, and you just kind of strip down everything, it just becomes raw. And I'm just really curious if this is something that will draw more plant foldies in, or is this something that's going to push you away to find somewhere else? So hello guys, thank you again. Home with Plants. I really want to like shout out a bunch of people, but there's just so many people that are here. I am so happy for the 65 plant foldies that have made it to the live stream. Again, if you like plant content on a daily basis, press the subscribe button with all the notifications turned on. Press the like button, and definitely after this live stream, if it's allowing you to comment, leave your insights for it. But as far as some of the plant fatigue that I experienced, that is a life update, and I'm currently finding ways to regulate that. I am really delving into mental health, because what y'all don't know is I 3 years ago was actually diagnosed with OCD. Being a Filipino American, somebody that was born to a first generation Filipino American family, my parents immigrated here from the Philippines. I want to shout out my father who joined the US Navy. These are things that I want to share to you, so you know that the voice that you used to listen to, just see or just hear, and now the face that you are seeing on a daily basis, there is a human behind that. And I want to really use today's video as having you get to know me a little bit better. But I'm going from one topic to another. I have my notes here, but I just feel like sometimes when you have an open discussion, or when you have an audience that will listen, that's enough for me. And so, I was diagnosed with OCD. So there are certain things that I'm really particular about. It would drive me crazy. But the OCD that I had was more so fixating on things. And I don't know, plant foldies that are watching and listening today's video, it is a little bit different. It's not necessarily all the good vibes, but I think that it's more of a raw thing. Has anybody here battled with like mental health, anxiety, depression? Because when I first heard that that's really what was stemming my fixations, where I would buy one plant and it would turn to 20. I would want to fold one origami piece of paper, and then I have a goal, and I've said this in a lot of my plant, my plant content. My goal is to someday fold 1 million origami paper cranes. And when I told, my psychiatrist that, she knew that I had some things that I actually had to work through, and it really took a toll last year. It really, aside from all of the big box store plant shopping videos, behind all of that content, I was really struggling, to go back to it. And I don't want I figured I would tell you guys the beginning part, like life updates. I promise you, we're going to be dancing, we're going to be doing all of that. But like I said in today's video, it's all about the green tea. And I have to, when I say y'all need to wait till the very end so I can talk about the boot, I mean, it just, I am just shaking about just how shooked I was about that. But you'll have to wait till the very end of this live stream. For those that are tuning in again, thank you for jumping on the live stream. Thank you guys for jumping in here. But anyways, on that note, not only did I struggle with a plant addiction, it really impacted my finances. My husband Luke is a phenomenal man. He is the love of my life. He asked a question in the comment section and asked who is my soulmate, and I basically told him, of course it's Luke. It's always going to be Luke. But when you think about how expensive plants can be, and y'all know I love me some rare plants, and that's the reason why even in 2026, when I make my content, I really want to talk about budget-friendly and easy care plants. That is why I have really thought about plant curation. If you watch some of my earlier videos, you can talk about plant curation and really downsizing plants. So for the Plant Foldies that are actually talking about, downsizing their plant collection, you have to let me know what you think about that. But for me, I not only suffered from just a plant addiction, spending way more money, and then when you think about the toll of social media, so this is the stuff that I don't really talk about, even in the live chats, the amount of direct messages you get from people you've never met, the judgment that you get for the actions that may have been perceived by somebody. It's a lot, and I know that there is an elephant in the room that everybody wants me to address, because I feel like there has been so much silence that will all come into fruition at the very end of the live stream. I will tell you how that is. But to reel that back in, January, guys, January, I have to ask Plant Foldies, how would you feel? How would you feel, Plant Foldies, if one day you went to my YouTube channel and everything was deleted? There was no recollection of Richie at GrowFolds. There was no impact of, I guess, the presence that we have as a community. How would y'all feel though? Like if I just disappeared, like if I was deleted off of YouTube, what would that all look like for y'all? And I say that because in January, especially at the very first day of January, I would just say I just really was disappointed, but more so heartbroken and just more so confused. When the dialogue stops, that's when you have problems. When the moment you can't look at somebody, see them in person, have a conversation, that hurts. When you feel like you've been drawn into something and that something isn't what you thought, or that something evolves into something else, it's a lot to deal with. And in January, as I revisited a lot of things, I started to really overthink what it means to be an influencer, somebody that makes content for YouTube, somebody that shows up day in and day out and takes the time to create content, to engage with viewers, to make connections with people in the community, with businesses, with just anybody and everybody that loves plants. And here I am, first week of January, just really confused about where the direction is, whether I feel relevant enough, whether I feel good enough. Because as I looked at my YouTube subscribers, for instance, some of my most loyal Plant Foldies, just disappeared. Some of the views started to go down. And then that got me into panic mode. And then when you think about somebody that already struggles with OCD and anxiety, and then you also have a really busy life, and then you deal with even heartbreaking things that I will address maybe later on in this live stream, that is a lot. Just know that it took so much for me to really put on a smiling face, to put that energy behind the screen. And sorry guys, if you guys decided to click on this video today, it is tea, right? Like we're sipping some green tea. But I feel like transparency needs to always happen, whether it is hurtful or not. And to kind of wrap up some of my not so great life updates and move on to something a little bit more fun, I will tell you, the way you deal with disappointment, even as a content creator, I'm going to reel it back in a little bit, is as a content creator, you always wonder what the viewers think. You always wonder what your peers or what people think of you. You always wonder, am I good enough? Do people like me? Do they want to engage with me? Did they press the like button? Did they hype up my videos? Did they comment? Did they share my videos? And then what I realized after all of the scrutinizing that I did for myself is the right community is always going to find you. The right individuals are always going to find you. And as much as I am heartbroken, on the things that I will never ever know, and whether we want to say we just want to continue and move on, just know that people, whenever they're told news that's disappointing, I'm the type of person that I'm not going to go off on somebody. I'm Filipino, and one thing you will have to know about Filipinos are we like to save face. We always want to put our best version forward. So when you did, whenever I just, and this is just a general conversation, whenever I've received maybe not the best feedback at work or something that's disappointing from a family or a friend, I always would just say, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, you know what? I totally understand. But deep down, somebody is taking literally a dagger and just stabbing me through that, and it becomes that. So y'all, I know this is a lot today, but at least for the Plant Foldies that support me, this is just me being really transparent. I don't know if this is something we want to continue. Obviously, we're going to have better days ahead of us, but as far as that, I did just want to give you some life updates. So, at the end of the day, whenever you deal with disappointment, just know it's not always about you. Just know that disappointment comes with opportunities. And just because one door closes, a whole greenhouse opens. And no, that was not AI. And we'll get into AI and stuff, because as you can see, if I had an AI script, if I had a teleprompter, y'all, this would actually make sense. Does it not make sense? Anyways, Plant Foldies. So that's really the updates I had as far as the beginning of the year, dealing with disappointment. And I thought about it. There was a lot of great things ahead of us. There's a lot of great things to talk about when it comes to the Plant Foldie community. And a couple of things would be obviously the Aglaonema book that Harry of Indo-Miami Plants produced. I really hope that you guys will want to go participate in the auction, which will happen very soon. I am gonna open the forum up, like that, and it's really. Oh, House of Brooks and Plants, breaks my heart that you see yourself like this. You're genuinely such a bright light in the plant community. Karina, I would just say, especially for somebody like you, Karina, that has met me in person, has interacted with me, that goes a long way, because at the end of the day, content can be edited, right? Content can be scripted in a way where you can produce whatever persona you want to produce. And it's even scarier when you can literally take my face and possibly like make an AI version of me where it's my same mannerisms, my same voice, and all of that. So that is really, gets that. What is that pottery thing where broken gets mended by gold that becomes better? That's Richie. He is fixing his broken. And the thing about it is, guys, I don't necessarily think I'm broken. I would just say that it's like a plant, right? So I'm going to show you this plant again, this green papuma right over here, right? You see how it's leggy? Basically, what I have done with any types of disappointments is you chop it, cut it off, let it mend, and propagate it. And that's really why plants for me has become such an amazing journey. And for 2026, a couple of things that are super exciting is the fact that we're going to have so much more exciting news. And for those that are really excited, so y'all know that I am not part of a collaboration anymore, but have no fear, guys. I will be launching a new podcast called Grow Talks. So if you are in support of Grow Talks, in the comment section, use the hashtag Team Grow Talks. And somebody came up with that hashtag. Team Grow Talks or Grow Talks is going to be a podcast that is really going to center around not me, not the plants, but you, the community. So a lot of the guests are actually going to come from the Plant Foldie community. I'm really excited about that. So just know you need to go ahead and download the Zoom app, because here's the thing about podcasts, and something that has told me that I needed to do that. Number one, Plant Foldies, y'all know this from day one. Hour-long big box or plant shopping videos, right? Hour-long big box or plant shopping videos. So why not actually turn a conversation into what I would call the viewers and listeners of this possible new podcast, Grow Talkative. So I invite you all to become a Grow Talkative, to be part of a new podcast that's not necessarily going to center around me, but more so center around having conversations with real people, with real wins, real opportunities, real issues, all of it. Nothing is left on the table. So just stay tuned for that. And I will tell you this, the very, very first, the very first guest that will be appearing on Grow Talks is going to actually be my Lola Belen, my grandmother, who is 91 years old. I mean, who is going to ever get an amazing guest, a 91-year-old, talking about life, talking about plants, talking about all things that just revolve around living. And so I did want to talk to you guys about that. And, for the Plant Foldies, again, for the 70 people watching this live stream, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out. And you know what? If you are looking in the background here and you find something written, there is a written thing somewhere here in the background. Look very closely. You need to find that, or I don't know if the camera is actually showing that, but definitely do that for me. Look for the live thing. So before I get into the question and answer portion, I did want to go ahead, since it is a plant, it is a plant live stream. Instead of me just boo-hooing and talking about all of the disappointment and life updates, let's go to something a little bit more upbeat. And I'm going to show you guys a couple of plants, and then we're going to go into the live stream. And then obviously the elephant in the room that I have to address, y'all. Like, I'm going to probably end up crying, but you might know. If you know, you know. Stay till the very end of this live stream. But let's go ahead, and this one goes to Rose. So Peaceful Rose is a definite new Plant Foldie. So thankful to have Peaceful Rose here, also known as Rose. She loves Sansevieria, and I will be going to PlantCon Houston in April, and I will be getting more Sansevieria. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of Sansevierias or snake plants that I got from Succulents Asia. So the first one right here is the blue crown. See, what do y'all think of the blue crown right here? Is this a lovely Sansevieria? It is in a terracotta planter here. I miss y'all too for all of the Plant Foldies that are coming around. You already know. So what do y'all think of this blue crown? So I'm gonna go ahead and advertise some stuff. So this is Succulent Asia. Definitely go to succulentasia.com, do your order there. You can actually pick up Succulent Asia plants at plantstop.us, and you can see right here the aesthetic or plant styling. This is actually from Walmart, so you gotta love the terracotta planters. This is the blue crown. It is super slow growing but absolutely stunning. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get another plant here. This one is just a variegated whale fin right here. What do y'all think of my variegated whale fin? Again, it is all about the Plant Foldies. It is all about y'all, and so I wanted to show you guys some of my plants. Yep, you guys have never seen this. So again, I hope you guys are enjoying today's live stream. I know that I started it out like with a lot. So I wanted to go ahead and just show y'all a little bit more of this. So that is a beautiful variegated whale fin, and then this one right here is one that is called the crown. And y'all, look, doesn't this look like a crown right here? So this one is super sharp, but if you look at it very closely, what do y'all think of this Sansevieria right over here? Hi, Viri! Y'all, I wanted to just say hello to Viri. Viri is actually one that is actually going to be doing a show here in the Dallas area. Bloomburst. If you are ready to go join us at Bloomburst, y'all need to come around and join Bloomburst today. You need to go ahead and check out that website. But Viri, thank you for jumping on. So as far as this, look at this beautiful Sansevieria. So y'all can't say that Richie is all about Aglaonemas. I just wanted to show you that as well. So we have that. And then one lastly, I just have, and I say this with like all of this one right here. Look at this one right here. This is just a very interesting starfish Sansevieria. It's a little bit more unique. And so what do y'all think? Is the lighting okay? Can you guys see the plants? This is that for you guys. So yes. So those are some of the Sansevierias I have right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a break from the plants, and now I'm going to put on my glasses because I can't read. I'm going to make some tea, and I'm going to start reading some comments, okay? We're going to go ahead and read some comments here. Or some things. Are you guys ready? What do y'all think about my glasses? Typically, I wear glasses all day, but whenever I make my videos, I like take them off because I don't have this. So we're going to get to a couple of like questions. Again, feel free to leave a question in the comment section right now if you want me to answer them live. But anyways, here is my first question. And this one actually comes from a Plant Foldie by the name of Leap, also known as Jade. So Leap's question is, Richie, when I think back to when I first started watching in 2024, I really appreciate so many things that I've learned and all the wonderful friends I made in this community. It's amazing to share our love of plants, support one another. So my question is, actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and put some Miss Universe final five question and answer music. Hold on one second. I have to be extra. If y'all know what I'm talking about, this is the music they answer all of the delegates or play during the question and answer portion. So we're gonna go put a little Miss Universe because I'm Filipino and we just love our beauty pageants. So the question is, what have you learned and gained from the time you started YouTube channel to now? I'd love to know what kind of things your subscribers have taught you and the growth you've experienced with plants as well as life overall. You know what? Leap. Hold on, let me answer this question like Miss Philippines. Y'all ready? Being a content creator is not about just making content. Content is about inspiring and engaging with people. Okay, let me stop with that. That's Pageant Patty. But truthfully, the oh my God, I don't even know if you guys are really. Anyways, I would say the things that I've learned from YouTube again is dedication and being resilient. And I say dedication and being resilient is because number one, some days you don't want to make content, but you have to feel like you need to because there are so many people that are leaning into that content. And to me, being resilient is being able to overcome whatever negativity, whatever roadblocks you have. That's what YouTube content creation has taught me. Now, to get to the point, and the more important point is, I have learned so much from the Plant Foldie community, and I say this with all my heart and conviction, in the fact that you have taught me to be less critical of myself. The Plant Foldies have taught me to be my most authentic self, to celebrate my heritage. So when you allow me to say the repetitive things like, and this plant you already know comes from the Philippines, I don't mind shouting that. I don't mind putting that in a big box or plant shopping video and telling you that Hoya Kumingiana is from the Philippines or is endemic from the Philippines. So what my viewers, my Plant Foldies, my online family has taught me is that I can be my most authentic self. And to me, that has really fostered a lot of growth inside of me. It has allowed me to be very vulnerable. And this is the reason why today's live stream video is all about that vulnerability, that heart-to-heart conversation. So if you can hear my voice, if you can really stay engaged and know that when you clicked on my video, when you pressed the like button on my video, when you thanked me for making that content, and then more importantly, if that resonated and made your day better, then that means not only am I growing as an individual, you are too. So thank you for that wonderful question, Lee. So the next question, actually, you know what? I'm gonna skip that question because I don't have the props. I'll be right back for that. Planty Love 86. This is from Planty Love 86. So maybe it's an 86 baby. Richie, I have been a silent follower of yours for many years. Wow. How many years, right? What do you think is the hardest thing about making YouTube videos on a consistent basis? How do you balance your life, marriage, work, and the Plant Foldies community? You know, for me, I started YouTube content creation as a way to deal with my anxiety, because I feel like anxiety, mental health is something, especially in my generation. I will be 44 years old this year. I'm an 82 baby. It's not something that is often talked about. And to go back to what Leaf says in terms of what I have learned from the Plant Foldie community, it's literally that everybody has opportunities, everybody has hard days, but at the end of the day, we reel that back in and we become a community. And that's the reason why I feel like even today's video, to see 70 people watching me kind of boo-hoo and just be my eccentric self, it's one of those situations where how do I put it? I'm like just rambling, but basically, I started making YouTube content because I wanted to combat anxiety. I wanted to combat being OCD. And the only way I can combat OCD is by fixating on something. And when you fixate on something that is positive, that is productive, then it is all about that. And to me, when I was going to big box stores every single day, filming for an hour and then doing a voiceover for an hour, that helped me get through my anxiety. And as far as being able to balance my life and consistency, to full transparency, a lot of my well-being did get impacted with just the amount of work I was putting into YouTube videos, the amount of work where not only was I making content for YouTube, but I was also trying to take care of plants. I was also trying to be my best self. So in order for me to kind of reel it back in, to find balance in my life is number one, I did have to listen to some Plant Foldies where they told me I basically needed to find balance. And how I found balance is allowing myself not to necessarily be perfect, not to necessarily follow a schedule. And things that I did differently is, one, I had to find a more efficient way of actually creating content. So rather than to film silently at a big box store, I actually got noise cancellation earbuds where I could talk about the plants, take the video, and then basically edit it and put the plant ID on it. And that cut what would take me 4 hours to produce one video to an hour and a half. So finding efficiencies on how I created content. And then number two, how I balance that is when I know that it is time for me to be present with my husband, be present with individuals where I'm not necessarily stuck on a screen. I have a specific time for that. And then number three, balancing work. When you remind yourself that, as much as we love work, that is, or sometimes not always necessarily like work, it's one of those things that's what pays the bills. That's what, paves the way to possibly retiring. So, that's a really good question. And I want to continue on with a couple more questions, and then we're going to possibly start this auction. We'll see what that looks like. So it's already been answered. Isaac, my best friend. Thank you so much, Isaac, too. I know that Isaac kind of caused a stir a little bit. He's just been my best friend of 25 years. And whereas I won't ever say anything out loud, this is what I appreciate about the Plant Foldie community is y'all don't let anybody just allow them to just possibly say something or present something that may not always necessarily be the right narrative. So I will say, Isaac, he kind of stirred up some stuff. I don't know what he stirred up, but I will tell you this. Hold on one sec. Glider Lover. Hey everybody, when watching him for all, but I'm shy, but dang, I'm 1989. You know what? We're all 80s babies, and that's great. And for the 70s followers that are watching today, please, if you haven't already, press the like button, the subscribe button with all the notification bell on. So that one has been answered, but Isaac asked what motivates you to make YouTube videos. It's a simple answer. You, the Plant Foldie community. Danny Turtle, thank you again for becoming a YouTube member. Richie, what are your 2026 plant life goals? I would say my 2026 life and plant goals would really be just simplified with finding balance. So we talk about, content creation, finding my way back to being inspired, finding a way back to where I can find joy and genuinely appreciate the time and effort that's placed into making YouTube content. So for me, 2026 life goals would be, number one, to take another vacation to my home country, the Philippines. Obviously create more content on a consistent basis. So I'm hoping that maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I may take the day off, but I'm really obsessed about trying to get a daily video out there for you guys. So I would do that. Another thing as far as plant goals would be to make the Aglaonema Indonesia's living jewel even more accessible to the Plant Foldie community, because I truly believe that book that was written by Harry of Indo-Miami Plants, Art Garden Flowers, deserves to be seen by the universe. So please make sure that you guys tune in for that. But as far as planty goals, to continue to find a way to regulate my plant addiction. While I am talking to you guys in a candid way, just know that I'm still struggling with the plant addiction. This is something that, as far as my future podcast, GrowFolds or Grow Talks, for my Grow Talkatives that will watch my content, and I hope you guys will give me a chance to really share that conversation. I hope that you guys will tune into that. But that is another goal, is to really produce a value-added podcast that's not necessarily overly edited. I really want it to be more of just an open dialogue, maybe just a point and shoot camera. I just feel like that resonates a little bit easier with people. Everybody has their own aesthetics, but really doing that. Let's see what else we have here, and then I'll go here. As far as let's see, home with plants. I know you said you've accepted plants you won't grow, but will you give a string of hearts another try? Last year you found a variegated bird of paradise and a variegated alocasia. Do you still have them? All right, so as far as plants that I would give a chance, it's kind of like how I talked about, disappointment, things of that nature. plants deserve, people deserve a second chance. Life deserves a second chance. So I would not be opposed to growing a string of hearts. So plant foldies that are watching today's video, definitely let me know plant care tips about the string of hearts. And as far as a variegated bird of paradise, unfortunately, bird of paradise got shredded to pieces by hail. That just, it was growing outside, it was living its best life. And then as far as the variegated alocasia, which I named her after my Lola Belen, so it's Alocasia Belen. It is still living its best life. It actually produced a half moon, but it also has gotten webs and webs of spider mites, so it's still alive, it's still doing it, it's doing all of that. So I wanted to put that out there for you guys. And then let's see, what else do we have? Now, Eric Planty Buds says, what do you consider your biggest plant success story is? What do you consider your biggest plant failure? Well, thank you for that wonderful question, Eric. Planty Buds. Shout out to Planty Buds, guys. If you haven't already, this is a Plant Foldie that if you look at my comments, he has commented probably 10 to 15 comments in a video. So shout out to Eric. Thank you, because that really does drive engagement. I really appreciate that. And to before I answer that question, this channel is about the community. This channel is for those that want to be part of something that's beyond me and it's beyond plants, and that is basically uplifting and making sure we support each other. So I wanted to shout out Eric Planty Buds. If you see him, he is blue. He is what I call the Planty Foldie Guardian. He's one of the moderators. Click on his name. Make sure that you subscribe to his YouTube channel. He makes long format content, and if you ask me, long format content is a rarity. So please make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel. I expect all 80 people watching today's live stream to do that. But to answer your question, the biggest success story for me in terms of plants would be being able to share and hashtag popularize Aglaonemas. You can see right here we have Aglaonemas left and right, and I think for me that is a huge success, because we take a plant that is often overlooked at big box stores or even plant conventions, and to me the biggest success is to share that passion, to share that campaign, hashtag popularize Aglaonema, and to me that is my biggest success story as of yet. My biggest plant failure would definitely be just not being able to regulate my plant addiction. I said this earlier in the stream, and it's really about knowing when to be fully satisfied with what you have. To me, that is something that I'm going to be working through this year. It's really going through finding satisfaction with what you have, whether it's plants or not. But my biggest failure would be financial. Just some financial stuff that went into buying all of those plants, but even more so, just not getting a hold of a plant addiction where you feel like you have to have more than 500 plants. I mean, it's slowly dwindling, but that is really the case. I mean, plant addiction is real. Hello to all of those that are tuning in today's video. For the 90 Plant Foldies that are watching this live stream, thank you so much. I do have to point it out there, guys. If you want to go ahead and become a YouTube member, definitely press the join button and you will get more access to my lifestyle blogs, all of the additional content that's outside of my plant niche, as well as it just makes it a more sustainable thing. Because guys, y'all already know gas prices are crazy, gas prices are real. I might need a little financial assistance. And also, if you look at the very bottom of the, there's a $ where you can actually send over a super sticker or super thanks, which is basically a monetary tip that you can give a YouTube content creator. So let me go ahead and ask some more, answer a couple more questions. We'll get to a couple more questions, and then I'm going to show you some more plants, and then we're going to go ahead and maybe address the elephant in the room, which is the unforgettable, huge boot that I ended up getting. So we'll talk about that, but let me go ahead and just sip on some more tea. Are y'all liking the tea? Y'all need to like the channel. Y'all really did listen to the assignment. There's nothing crazy on the channel. I thought y'all were really trying to get some special type of tea, but everything has been so respectful, and I'm really that is a testament how everybody is just really really about that, you know, good vibes only. So let me sip on this tea, and then we're gonna go talk about some more plants, and I'm gonna answer a couple more questions. And look at that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Planty Buddy has been a member of the Super Plant Foldies for 11 months. He is literally my very first Plant Foldie, or the very first person to join my YouTube membership tier. Okay, let me go ahead and drink this tea. All right, so let's go ahead and answer some more questions. So Planty Buds Eric says, I was wondering how many Aglaonema do you have in your collection, and how many plants total? I don't count mine super often, so I always estimate based on the number I last counted. I've always known how many Aglaonema and philodendrons I have though, because I keep a list of both on my phone. Full transparency, guys, I have more than 500 plants, and I would have you just do the math. More than 70% of my 500 plants are Aglaonemas. So that's to answer your question. That's that's how many plants I have. So for the 82 Plant Foldies that are watching today's video, I hope you guys like this type of content. I hope you guys want me to do more just candid live streams. But you know, let's go ahead and actually I want to show you a couple of other plants that I have that I'm really just wanting to celebrate. And then you know what, we're gonna get into the Aglaonema. So let me just I'm gonna actually do a costume change. Give me a second, guys. Don't swipe away. I promise you I will literally be back in 2 minutes, because there's just so much. I'm gonna do a costume change because we're about to go into a different segment, and then we're gonna talk about plants. I'll be right back, but you guys can go ahead and chat in the comments section, okay? All right, Plant Foldies, did I lose y'all? Did y'all stay on? Oh my gosh, it actually increased. There are now 90 people watching the live stream. Thank you so much. So, of course, this couldn't be a Plant Foldie video without showing you a couple of big box store plants. So I changed into my other kimono. I think that's like my look now, guys, so we'll see about that. But as you can see right over here, what do y'all think? And Jay, you already know. Thank you so much, Texas Rare Plant Market, for sending 80 jewels. I really appreciate that. But as you can see right here, this is the Aglaonema Ruby Rock. This one is for $19.98. This one has actually been one that I got when I was going big box store plant shopping at Home Depot. Let me know in the comment section if you guys like this beautiful Aglaonema right here. And you know what? Jay is actually getting this Aglaonema sent to him. I sent it out today, actually. I was so busy today, and I was actually overthinking what I was going to say during this live stream. But as you can see right here, this Aglaonema Ruby Rock. Definitely wanted to show you that. And then another plant. So Proven Winners is in the house, but I have to show y'all this, and I know that I've talked about this. How do y'all feel about the Costa Farms Champs Ulysses? So this is a neon pothos right over here. Really love the look of this particular plant, and it's one that I feel like is one that everybody needs to add. It's in a self-watering planter, $19.84. And you already know, Plant Foldies, I go to big box stores, I shop local nurseries, I support small businesses. The Plant Foldies, it's all about just being universal with where you spend your money. So neon colored plants for the win for 2026. Y'all let me know. So those are some of the big box store plants that I have. I'm gonna go show you my Siam collection, and then we're gonna go into the actual auction, which I will get with you guys in a minute. So this is actually my Siam collection right over here, Plant Foldies. So you can see right over here, this is another Costa Farms Aglaonema. This one right over here. Thank you so much, Planty Buds, for the super sticker. Anybody else want to drop it? But as you can see right over here, this is an Aglaonema Pink Siam, and it looks like my husband Luke is about to make an entrance over here. We'll see. But you can see this one is the Aglaonema Pink Siam, right? So this is one you can find at a big box store. But, oh my gosh, I think I might be having a visitor. Luke, are you coming around to say hi to the Plant Foldies? He got shy. Okay, this one right here. They can't see. Babe, you gotta go like right here. They can't see you. Come over here. Okay, there's Luke. Thank you so much, Turtle, for the super sticker. Keep dropping those for us. Okay, Luke's in the house, but what do y'all think of this one right here? This is the Aglaonema Siam 3 color. What do y'all think of this one right over here? Isn't that lovely? So you can actually buy these Aglaonemas. Thank you again, Carla, for the super sticker. Make it rain, y'all. Make it rain. Sorry. So Plant Foldies, but what do y'all think about the Aglaonema 3 color? It's one of the rarer Siams. And then lastly, I'm going to show you the final Aglaonema Siam that I have. Let me show you this. This one is the rarest of all 3. This one right here is the Aglaonema White Siam. What do y'all think about the Aglaonema White Siam? Now, these were all sourced out from Art Garden Flowers. Definitely go to artgardenflowers.us. If you use my promo code GrowFolds, you'll get 10% off your entire purchase, and these will actually get sent to them. Oh, by the way, guys, Justin Hancock of Costa Farms, the head horticultural, is in the house. Thank you so much, Justin, for joining the live stream today. I was just talking about Costa Farms plants right here. So again, guys, Aglaonema Pink Siam. Maybe we can get Costa Farms to get the Aglaonema White Siam. Thank you, Justin, for jumping in the live stream. And guys, y'all already know Plant Foldies. Go ahead and give Costa Farms, Justin, some love. You already know that I'm always in a big box store. I'm always talking about budget-friendly plants. I'm always on that plant hunt. So yes, we have a lot of that going right over here. But yeah, the White Siam. Yes. Anyways, now we're gonna go ahead, guys, and this is where we're all gonna be showing you guys the Aglaonema hybrid book, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just move some stuff out of the way right here. All right. I'm gonna just go ahead and put the rules down. So basically the Aglaonema hybrid book right over here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this this auction going. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. Basically what we're gonna do, if I can just get the rules, I want to try to make sure that it's posted here for the Aglaonema book. If I can find it. Hold on one second, guys. I just want to make sure that I have this together. It's going to be just an auction that we do for 15 minutes. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this right here. So basically, if you look at this book right here, it is only open to people that live in the United States. Unfortunately, I cannot ship it internationally. So before you put a bid, make sure that you are in the United States. The starting bid is $35. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. It is 8:16 or 8:17. So I'm gonna say, Alexa, set timer for 15 minutes starting now. All right, guys, so this is the Aglaonema hybrid book. I want to go ahead and show you guys this right over here. So this Aglaonema book is a first edition book, hard copy. For anybody that wants to go ahead and start the first bid, just drop your bid for the next 15 minutes. Highest bidder will end up winning this plant, or this book right here. This book right here is starting at $35 for your Aglaonema book right here. It has many copies of it, so whoever wants to go ahead and put a bid, it looks like the first bidder is starting at 40. It is starting at 40, guys. It looks like Texas Rare Plant Market has put in a bid for 45. Y'all. Oh my goodness. We've got some people wanting this all exclusive, super rare Aglaonema book. Okay, Jay has just put in a bid for 50. Texas Rare Plant Market, 55. Jay put 60. Oh my goodness. And just remember, this book, there's only 3 that exist in this book. So what do y'all think? Anybody else taking a bid for this Aglaonema book? It has all of these beautiful care tips right here. Again, this is also to support art, garden, flowers. You will get all sorts of Aglaonemas in here. You can actually buy it. It gives you all the care tips. All of this right here. Anybody else? Can we get anything higher? Oh my gosh, Carla put down 70. And just remember, this is the first edition Aglaonema, Indonesia's hybrid right over here. I don't know. It's getting suspenseful, y'all. So anybody else? Anybody else? Da 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 da. Guys. So we just have, hold on. Alexa, how much left on the timer?
You have 12 minutes left.
12 minutes. You know what? Just know that this Aglaonema book also traveled from Indonesia. This is the first of only 2 left that are going to be auctioned out. Can we get something more? 75 for Planty Eric Buds. Now, if you already know, if you need me to sign this book, I will sign the book. I have a whole spread right over here. And again, Plant Foldies. We need this in the house, guys. Aglaonema, Indonesia's hybrid. So anyway, so a couple of things that I will say about the Aglaonema book is this book was actually, so you can see right here, it has all of the different Indonesian hybrids. And what makes this even more interesting is the fact that every Indonesian hybrid right here could be sent to your doorstep. So a couple of them that I wanted to share right here, for instance, look at this. This one is a Greg Hambali Aglaonema Golden Hope, the Aglaonema Kanza. There are so many Aglaonemas that are actually available for this book. Now for the winner of the Aglaonema hybrid book, this book is actually going to be available again, but in mass production, obviously. But the first 3 first edition books, this is a super rare book. So if you really, really like Aglaonemas, then we can go ahead and, put in a bid again. Increments of 5. The highest bidder right now is Planty Buds. I guess we can go ahead and shorten this this auction if there's anybody else that wants to buy this book, or not buy this book, but actually bid. Sorry, because there are some very committed people. Alexa, how much left on the timer?
You have 10 minutes left.
Okay, so we're gonna cut this down because it looks like I don't know if there's anybody else that wants to actually bid. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down to just Alexa, do a countdown for 2 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and shut this this auction down to just the last 2 minutes. Alexa, set timer for 2 minutes.
Second timer, 2 minutes, starting now.
Okay, it's a little awkward, but anyway. So we have 2 minutes. When it gets down to 30 seconds, I'm gonna just start counting down to 30 seconds. So I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of just this Aglaonema hybrid book. Again, right now the top bidder right now is 75. And just remember, if you are the top winner, you will need to connect with me. Oh my gosh, my friend Leaf Crafter ID is also in the house. So not only do we have more Indonesian nurseries, if you want to purchase a plant, any type of plant from Indonesia, you can get it directly shipped to you from Leaf Crafter ID. Follow him on Instagram. He's actually got me a lot of Aglaonema. Again, this is your first edition signed copy. Place your bids before it is gone. Y'all got some promoters here. So we're going to go ahead. Alexa, how much left on the timer?
I have 2 timers. A 2-minute timer with about 1 minute left, and on Mr. Dot Loves Echo Dot, a 15-minute timer with about 8 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Okay, Alexa, cancel all timers, and we're gonna go ahead.
All your timers on this device.
So we're gonna do
You have 1 timer on Mr. Dot Loves Echo Dot. Would you
Look.
like to cancel it?
Cancel all timers, and we're gonna just count down to 60. Ready?
Sorry, I'm having some trouble.
Okay, guys, I'm just gonna count down to 60. Ready? 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done! All right, it looks like Eric Planty Buds won this official Aglaonema. Thank you so much, Planty Buds. You win the Aglaonema hybrid book. Thank you so much for putting this bid. And again, that is really, this is just really a testament of just somebody that has been a super Plant Foldie. Congratulations to Eric at Planty Buds. This will get shipped out to you ASAP. I'll get your contact information. Really appreciate it, guys. And again, shout out again to Harry of Indo Miami Plants. Really appreciate that. Just know there are 2 more books that are going to be available, and I will definitely make sure to get that printed or actually auctioned out as well. I did also want to shout out Viri again for joining the live stream. I have a couple more questions to answer, and then I'm going to go ahead and address the boot. Okay, we're about to wrap up today's live stream, but stay tuned to the very end because there's still some shocking revelations that I want to put out there for the Plant Foldie community. So again, this is on the next auction. I'll have another auction. So if you like this live stream content, let me know in the comment section. Again, really appreciate that. Again, shout out to Harry of Indo Miami Plants for producing this. Shout out to Mr. Benz of AglioMart88. Follow him on Instagram. And then also, if you guys are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area or will be visiting the Dallas-Fort Worth area, go ahead and look into visiting and shopping Bloomverse. That is going to be one of the biggest local shows out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Tickets are actually on sale now. So this is going to you, Eric. So I'm going to go ahead and answer a couple more questions. Let me go ahead and answer a couple more questions, and then I am really going to talk to you about something that was super emotional for me. I know you guys have been really just needing to know where my headspace is, but thank you guys for doing that. Again, for all of those that are still in the live stream, thank you so much. So I wanted to go ahead and answer a couple of questions from Peaceful Rose. Peaceful Rose is another Plant Foldie. She asks, what was the first plant you fell in love with and why? Super easy. Syngonium, white butterfly. Really love that. It was one of my first plants that I've ever grown, and I actually ended up growing it in a bathroom with no lights, and for some reason it did not get leggy and it did not die. I don't even know what happened to it. I think we ended up giving it to a neighbor. Peaceful Rose also asked, she had like a top 6 questions thing for me. If you had to pick a plant to describe your personality, which plant would that be? Okay, I'm gonna ask the Plant Foldies, what do y'all think this is gonna be? It's definitely gonna be the Aglaonema Red Siam. And the only reason why I say the Aglaonema Red Siam is my personality is colorful, but very much so common in terms of just being able to interact with anybody. I think the Aglaonema Red Siam is a plant that sometimes overlooks, but when you really take the time to get to know that plant or actually pay attention to that plant has so many different layers of colors, which I think is my what would describe my personality. So really good questions. It makes it look like I'm like in a plant pageant. What struggle plant have you been able to save? I call the alocasias that I've had struggle plants, but one alocasia that I was able to save is literally my variegated alocasia frydek. What I do with the alocasia frydek or the variegated frydek is literally I let it just kind of go to plant heaven, but then it gets resurrected. It's what you call a phoenix plant, right? When you let the alocasia just go back down to its core, it ends up just kind of coming back, and so I was able to just kind of save it that way. If you could only plant one plant flower tree in your outside garden, what plant flower tree would that be? That's super simple. So aside from me just wanting to do plants, to grow indoor plants, I'm really into landscapes. I'm really into Japanese gardens. I mean, I'm wearing a kimono today, but one plant tree that I would grow, if I can only grow one tree, would be a ginkgo biloba or a ginkgo tree. Mind you, Plant Foldies, a ginkgo biloba tree is actually one of the oldest trees that has ever been recorded. Did you guys know that the ginkgo tree existed and it's one of the oldest trees to survive even the dinosaur era? So ginkgo trees is what I would grow. It is very heat tolerant, especially for my grow zone 8B, and I would totally grow it. It also produces stinky fruit, so if I had to have like one means of actually having fruit, I would grow that. If there were no more Aglaonemas left on Earth, are you kidding me, Rose? Are you serious? Wait, she says, just a question, stay with me, Rich. Okay, I'm gonna stay with you, Rose. What is your next best favorite plant and why? That's super easy, and that would be literally the Epipremnum aureum or the pothos plant. Pothos plants are common, they're fast growing, they're easy to propagate, and you can just give more people some love with that. And OMG, did somebody drop another super sticker? Thank you guys. Y'all are just dropping them super stickers. Thank you guys for the super stickers. And now I'll be able to afford like driving all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area with that. Okay, I got a couple more questions, and then I'm gonna wrap it up and just really give you what you guys really wanted, right? Y'all want the tea? Tell me you want the tea. Y'all want the tea, right? Yeah, y'all are about to get the tea. So, what plant describes the love you have for Luke and why? The plant that describes the love I have for Luke and why would be, Alexa, stop. The timer was there.
15-minute timer from Mr. Dot loves Echo Dot.
I would say the one plant that what is the question? Describes the love you have for Luke. I would say, for those that don't know what it is, it's called a Mikawa Yatsubutsa. It is, go ahead and Google it, but basically the reason why I love the plant is both Luke and I have an appreciation for something that is refined. My love for Luke is definitely a long term. Mikawa Yatsubutsas take a long time to grow. It can only grow maybe half an inch a year, but I feel like Luke is my soulmate. Luke is everything to me. Luke is what you say love is love. And to me, Mikawa Yatsubutsa, go ahead and Google it. You will see what it looks like. Not only does it have like that specific aesthetic that it has, but as far as the growth, it's very slow growing, but it's very steady. It can withstand different seasons, and I think in marriage or somebody that you love, you have to be able to withstand different types of seasons. So that would be the plant that I like. That would represent my love. Erica asks, what are your thoughts on your family's home country, the Philippines? Why should people visit it? I would say in this day and age, Plant Foldies that are still with me, representation is important. Representation is real. And the one thing I will tell you about the Philippines is the hospitable people, the family values that we have. And that's the reason why even on this platform that you guys are choosing to engage with me on a Tuesday, you allow me to share my culture. And I know that there's a lot going on. I know that there is a war currently going on. I don't want to make it political because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all have to have a mutual understanding. We all need to treat each other with respect. I feel like I'm like again giving you like a Miss Universe Philippines answer, but truthfully, platforms like this, it's all about having that visibility, that representation. And to me, being a Filipino American, being somebody that utilizes my platform not only to bring plants to you, but also to be able to actually just share my culture, that's very important. Because did you know every single plant that we buy at a big box store was sourced out from some type of country, such as a Southeast Asian country like the Philippines? I would say, why should people visit it? It's a beautiful country. Not only do we have like white sand beaches, but the people are so hospitable. My husband has gone to the Philippines twice. He went with his uncle for the first time. He fell in love with the country and maybe a lady in the Philippines, and he's planning on going back in November. So definitely check that out. Angelina, Fabulous Planty Girl asks, who are your favorite plant content creators and why? What do you think about representation in this day and age? So I kind of answered representation in this day and age, but I'll go ahead and bubble that back. The moment you lose your identity because you forgot your heritage is the moment you have to dig deep back into your roots and understand that everybody has a voice, everybody should be treated equally, and there is no space for people that are not going to be tolerant. Just remember that you should never impose in somebody's space, because this is one world. We breathe the same air, and therefore we need to make sure that we're treating each other with respect. So as far as representation, y'all see this, right? I'm representing Philippines. So if you're a kababayan, if you are Filipino, please throw out some Tagalog words, mabuhay Philippines. Then as far as favorite content creators, there's several of them, but I will just share a couple of them, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about some content creators that are Filipinos that I want you guys to check out their YouTube channels. Number one, go ahead and check out JC. He is actually somebody that has content that really focuses on some unique plants. Sharina Talada, she is somebody that I think hasn't really posted a lot of plants, plant content on YouTube, but definitely check her out. She's another Filipino plant content creator. Other content creators I really love is Benji Plants. Benji Plants merges plant aesthetic, plant styling, home decor, and he is another person that when you think about like content creation, he really sticks to his roots. He shows his representation, not only being part of the LGBT community, showing his wonderful boyfriend Chris, but also being able to be resilient through the fires, being able to start over. It's kind of like plants where when one plant goes to plant heaven, that plant can always be the plant can grow back. And so I think Benji Plants has really just reinvented himself. That shows that resiliency. I would also like to shout out Harley G. She's the OG for anybody that likes to see plant content, where this content creator is very much so transparent in all aspects of her plant journey, her family. I really like that. Ashley Anita, who doesn't know Ashley Anita? I would love to know Ashley Anita. She is somebody that she has so many followers, and I think it's because she has a very candid way of presenting her content, whether it's local nurseries and big box stores. And then lastly, and not the least, can we say David Morales as well as Aloha Plants? Those two have very good ways of just presenting their most authentic self. And to me, this live stream is a little bit long. Sorry guys, I'm long-winded. If you're still with me, you do that, right? Maybe you might not come back to the next live stream, but I might be able to reel you in with a little bit more tea. But as far as David Morales, he is the king of big box store plant shopping videos. I aspire to have that same type of engagement, that same type of authenticity. And as far as Aloha Plants, again, local DFW content creator. She really merges just transparency, very educational videos, and she too has grown her platform from scratch. So, shout out to some of those content creators. That was a really good questions. And then I'm just going to ask, a couple more questions, and then we're going to go call it a day. And then I'm going to talk to you about the elephant in the room and just kind of settle everything that has been going on YouTube. So, okay. So, Marky asks, why should viewers subscribe to your YouTube channel? Okay. Let me go ahead and answer this. That is a wonderful question. Why should viewers subscribe to my YouTube channel? I would say, and I'm going to say this in a way where we're going to go ahead and delve back into representation. So as a Filipino American content YouTube creator, I think that you should subscribe to my YouTube channel, because this is a channel that fosters universal language of tolerance, good vibes only, and obviously love for oneself, love for each other, and love for your community. And I think that when you are able to look at that in a way where you get daily content, you're able to interact with others on a live chat on a daily basis, I think that alone should make you press the subscribe button and with all the notification bell on. So like Marky, I really hope that you have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And for anybody that has been finding my YouTube channel today, I hope that I have given you some entertainment, some glimpse of what it is like to be a content creator, some transparency, and a heartfelt conversation for that. I have a couple more questions. Okay. Shamika asks, how many plants have you sent to Plant Heaven, and what started the Hydra Helix? Okay, I have too many plants to count that I sent to Plant Heaven, but you know what? If we're all good people and we believe in heaven, then I think that heaven is a place where we're going to find each other one way or the other. So even though those plants made it to Plant Heaven, I'm pretty sure that if I were to be, born and actually have the ability to go to Plant Heaven as well, I would say that, but there's just too many to count. Maybe a whole planet of plants. I know it's really bad. And then as far as what started the Hydra Helix, that is really when I was mispronouncing Hedera Helix. For those that don't know, Hedera Helix is English ivy. That is one that I would just say it started it. I would like to just shout out Kathy, Lovejoy, Leap, and all of the folks that count Hydra Helix. Anyways, I also say that because it's kind of like Sailor Moon, how they like say moon, prism, power, makeup. Anyways, okay, Okay, so there's still quite a bit of questions, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and maybe answer on the next live, but let's go ahead and just talk a little bit about the elephant in the room. I gotta put this music though. So are y'all with me, guys? Are you guys with me? Do I need to make some more tea, or are we done with the tea? Are we done with the tea? What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Are y'all ready to hear what has happened? Are y'all ready to hear what has happened? So before I get into the boot, the elephant in the room, the reason why most of you probably have clicked on this thumbnail, because I'm pretty sure when you hear tea, there's always this notion of like, what kind of tea are we gonna get? So I'm gonna give it to you like this. Today's video has been a lot of fun. Today's video has allowed me to really be transparent about just the feelings I've had, the feelings that I have buried deep down, the feelings of finding a relevant way to express myself where a narrative doesn't become reality. A truth may not necessarily be one's truth. So like my thing about it is, Plant Foldies, just know that along all of today's live stream, I want to leave you guys with this. Sometimes when you see something that you see so much potential, when you believe in something that you feel like you're gonna see all the way through, and then you're trying to figure out like how you move forward, what decisions were made, was this the best decision, where you find being relevant, where you could brush something under the rug because of a situation. Those are questions that just people ask. I've asked that about myself. I've asked that about just what has transpired. So you know what? I don't know. Are you guys really ready to just hear my thoughts about just everything that must have circulated all over the internet? Moment of silence. Y'all about to hang in there? Are y'all about to hang in there? Like, are y'all really ready for me to go tell you about getting the boot? Are you ready about the boot? I don't know. Like, do y'all want to know the boot? Somebody please in the comment section, let me know in there. So guys, I am so angry at getting this boot. Y'all, this is what I've been disappointed on. Y'all see this boot right here? I cannot believe I got the boot. This boot right here. This boot right here. Do y'all see this boot right here? I cannot believe. Y'all, I cannot believe that I ended up getting this boot, and I ended up getting it paid for full price when it was actually on sale. Like, you know when you perceive something and you want to continue on with a project, y'all? I don't know what I'm going to do with this boot. I got the boot, y'all. Like, Plant Foldies, what are we doing? These boots, the boot. This is the boot I was telling y'all, right? Like, I am so shook. This is the boot you guys wanted to know, right? Plant Foldies. I have to. I am so disappointed by this boot. This boot right here. Like, I ended up thinking that, like, I was going to continue on with this collaboration with this boot right here. Like, I thought I was going to be able to use this boot. But then when I realized that I paid full price for the boot, and I got the boot, and then when I put it together, I couldn't even do a runway walk with it, y'all. Like, I don't know. What do y'all think? Like, this is just me being transparent. So again, Plant Foldies, really enjoyed just showing you guys this right here. So, but yeah, that was really the boot I've been referring to the whole time. So I don't know what else y'all were thinking, whether y'all were thinking about some other boot. Either way, I will leave the Plant Foldies with this, and then we're going to sign off. I promise I have taken your time. You guys are probably gonna escape, but do y'all see what I'm talking about? Why I was so hurt and disappointed? I ended up getting that boot. And it was one where I'm like, I really wanted to collab with this boot and, you know, do my strut, do my runway, be my most authentic self, talk, walk, all of that. But the boot just didn't work out and I paid full price for it. Like, I'm so shook. Let me know in the comment section, Plant Foldies, what you think. And just know we're going to end this live stream always on a very, very good note. So does everybody know what this channel is all about? Again, my name is Richie at GrowFolds. I've enjoyed showing you guys a live stream, putting on a show for you, being able to talk to you guys heart to heart, let you know my most authentic self. So again, for those that have taken the time to tune in today's video, I really enjoyed it. And if you like this type of content, again, if you want me to make this more of a consistent live stream, you guys got to see plants, you guys almost got to see me break down. Y'all heard about my plant addiction. We had an auction. I talked a little bit more about the plants. So hopefully this is something that you guys will kind of look into, because here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. And Viri, I love you too. I will see you at Bloomverse. I will actually be making promos for Bloomverse. But here's the thing, guys. In our minds, right, we're gonna wrap this up. I promise you we're gonna wrap this up, right? But when there is a lot of chatter, when somebody stays silent, when somebody is not talking, it leads to people making assumptions, right? So for me, the only assumption I had is I got the boot. I got these boots and it's okay. Sometimes stuff doesn't work. Sometimes you get disappointed, but that doesn't mean that your feelings are not valid. So I leave you guys with this Plant Foldies. Good vibes only. Good vibes always. And I'll see you on the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and let me know in the comment section what you think. See me tomorrow for another live stream. And if you like this type of content, again, drop a super sticker, join my YouTube membership tier, because you know what, I am gonna go ahead and make this a regular thing if you want. I'm pretty sure. Do I really need to give you guys some for realty? Stay tuned for the next one. Who knows, I might actually say something. Love y'all. I love you. Love you, love you. Oh my gosh, my DMs are not blowing up. Oh my gosh, let's see. Bye.